Hey everyone, it's Angela, and today's video is brought to you by the letter L for late. So if you're seeing my Pretty Little Liars recap on Thursday instead of my usual really late Tuesday night, that is because I have to work tomorrow morning. I have to be there super early, and if you know anything about uploading videos to YouTube, it takes a hot minute. So I'm not going to be up much later, and my videos usually take longer, so I'm just going to post this on Thursday. I am so sorry you guys had to wait for it, and hopefully next week I won't have to be up as early on Wednesday, and you guys can see it right after the show on Tuesday night. I was just going to say Thursday night, but yeah. Pretty Little Liars doesn't come on Thursday nights, does it? No. Thursday nights is TGIT nights for sure. So let's talk about the episode. Tonight's episode, it was 617, I think is the number, right? 17. We're about episode 17 now. Called We've All Got Baggage. So Emily, Allie, and Hannah are sneaking into Sarah's room, which is a mess. Sarah has left and just trashed the room, and Emily goes to the closet looking to get back down to where they were before, into the bowels of Radley, only to discover that Mr. Fix-It has come and patched up the wall like nothing has ever been wrong, and a maid comes in the room. They hide in the closet, and when the maid has turned her back for a brief moment, the girls hurry and scurry out of the room. As soon as the door closes, the maid looks right dead at that door and then takes off her glasses and pulls off a mask. So, obviously the maid knew that they were in the room, right? And I'm pretty convinced now, more convinced than I have been, that this person is someone that the girls know. Hence the need for all these crap disguises. Otherwise, why, really go to such extreme lengths to conceal your identity? Sure, you can wear like glasses and kind of do your makeup a little bit differently to conceal who you really are, maybe put on a wig, but what's the deal with the mask? I think the girls will be able to easily recognize this person. And maybe it is this twin, and maybe their twin counterpart was escaping from the hotel room. Hannah, anybody? Okay, so I'm still on the Hannah has a twin kick, and I'm sorry. I just can't help it, you guys. You watch, it's going to be somebody like totally obscure that has a twin, and I'm going to be wrong yet again. Thwarted. Emily is freaking out about Sarah, and she wants Spencer to sneak into Radley with her. She says that she is trying to retrieve her eggs so nothing happens to them, and really needs her help, but Spencer kind of is dragging her feet. But this episode, we kind of see Emily have a bit of a breakdown, and she meets up with Damien, who is this blogger that interviewed Spencer and Melissa earlier this season. He's super sketchy, but she meets up with him while she's registering for classes, and they kind of like start to form a bond. Later on, though, she finds out that he just wants a scoop, and she kind of goes out to drinks with him and dinner, and that's where it leaves off with that. So it really never says, if she called him out on it or what. Melissa tells Spencer that she tossed her suitcase back because it was broken and she hasn't used it in a minute, so whatever. Allie gets a text that says, does the good doctor know why Charlotte ran out of your house that night? I do. Okay, so obviously this is someone close to Charlotte, because otherwise how would you know why? Unless you're just fishing for information, which could always be the case. I think that this person, the one that's sending the text, is the one that is obviously wanting the answers about who killed Charlotte because they were close to her. And it looks like Charlotte kind of might have made the rounds that night before she died. Kind of like similar to what happened with Allie the night she disappeared when she went to see all those people. We know that Charlotte saw a few people already. I know Ezra and Arya saw her, and I want to say somebody else did, but it's just going over my mind right now, so I can't really remember that. But if you guys remember who else she saw that night, let me know. And I really cannot take this Melissa looking shady crap any longer. It's just getting on my nerves. Now Melissa's just sitting in her car talking on the phone, and she's lying about where she went. She said that her suitcase got broken when she was in Philly because there was like so much bad traffic from the Phillies game. And Caleb tells Spencer, well, 2 weekends ago, the Phillies weren't in Philadelphia. They were on an away game. So that would have been impossible. So yeah. Again, looking super, super suspicious. We later find out that Ren has broken up with her because Charlotte called Ren. Like, that's not shady in and of itself. Charlotte freaking called Ren, and whatever he told her had him looking at Melissa like she was the one that deserved to be put into Bradley. So Hannah kind of had a theory that maybe Charlotte ratted Melissa out about the Bethany Young situation. Hannah is helping Ella with her wedding plans this episode. It was super cute. She has a nice little dress, and Hannah's like, let me style your tables for you as well. Arya marries them. It was cute, but I was like, what's going on? Because I want more mystery. Yay, they're back together. Woohoo. Like, what was the point? Unless we're going to see more Holly Marie Combs coming up, which that would be cool because I really do like her. But other than that, I was over it. Didn't care. Allie told Charlotte about Dr. Rollins the same night that she left, the same night that Charlotte got murdered, and she was not too happy about it. So, gee, I wonder why. It's your doctor, you know what I mean? Like, your doctor and your sister have decided to basically shack up, and how would that make you feel? Your two support people are, like, teaming up, and now they're not going to need you anymore. Really? Okay. Emily is now on the Melissa as a suspect train after talking to Spencer and tells Hannah all about it. And then she receives a package in the mail, Emily does, that is a baby book and a bookmark that says you need to start talking before a baby does. And yeah, Emily just was going downhill this whole episode super fast. And it wasn't just me. It probably was just me because I might have tunnel vision with the whole Hannah has a twin thing. But when Emily got the box, Hannah was like, oh, what is that? She didn't look too surprised. You know what I mean? Like, she was looking not surprised at all, to be quite honest. Like, I put that there. Ha ha ha. Anyway. Okay. Back to this scene that I mentioned earlier between Melissa and Hannah. They actually ran into each other in New York at Fashion Week. And Melissa had come with a friend that had ditched her because she was on the phone crying because Ren had just broken up with her. And Melissa then tries to contact Charlotte because she wants to kind of figure out what she has on Hannah. And Hannah grabs the phone and then throws it at the mirror, and the mirror breaks, obviously. Would you guys be surprised that I drew a connection to this with the Hannah has a twin thing? Again, you guys, this is awful. But, you know, the mirror breaking could symbolize, like, split personalities or dual people. I don't know. I just wanted to get y'all's opinion. Like, do you think that it could be Hannah, realistically? Who do you think it is if you don't think it's Hannah? I'm curious to know. I don't know why I'm clapping so much this episode. Yay! Okay, sorry. I gotta focus because it's super late. It's super late. And yeah, we gotta get going. And then Ezra opens his mouth to Liam about the relationship that he and Arya used to have, and I was like, oh, shit. But eventually Liam takes Arya back, and it's all well and dandy again, and I'm like, yay, as long as Arya and Ezra are not together. Like, if one couple gets together, it better not be Arya and Ezra, even though I know it's going to be, but, ooh, sorry. You guys know how I feel about Ezra, okay? Okay. Then, when Allie's sitting at the table and she is trying to respond to that message with, Sarah, is that you? Did she send the message or did she not because Dr. Rollins came up behind her? I wasn't quite sure on that. So if you guys could clarify and help me out, that would be great. But then Dr. Rollins, like, half-assedly proposes marriage to Allie. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I knew that was coming. We all knew that was coming. They just have no chemistry, in my opinion, you guys. It's like, forced, and it's just awful. And then he's not even gonna like ask her flat out. He's just gonna be like, "How do you think it sounded?" or something along those lines. I'm just like, dude, you were such a creep. Like, just go, man. Just go. Um, Emily heads to the Two Crows after her weird dinner with Damien that we didn't even get to see or really hear about. And it looks pretty closed and creepy as hell. And there's a car there that is trying to scare Emily, okay? I wrote down in my notes that it does not look like it's trying to kill her. Because if you guys pay attention, when the car comes at her the first two times, like before she crawls up onto the storage container, it was swerving and missing her intentionally. It did not look, I mean, it could have easily plowed her over. Easily. And it wasn't. So that kind of got my mind running. And then she climbs down the ladder with the supposed murder weapon, which is the handle from Melissa's suitcase. And I think that the reason that they kind of rammed at the storage container was to scare Emily into dropping the weapon and grabbing it for themselves. I don't think that was an attempt on Emily's life. Even though she sees it that way, and the viewers may have seen it that way, I really think that whoever this was just trying to scare Emily. I don't know their motives yet. I have to think on it a little bit more. But yeah, I really don't think they were trying to kill Emily. But Emily comes to the conclusion that because Sarah is trying to figure out who committed the murder, and the person in the Jeep is trying to cover it up based on the fact that they took the murder weapon away, that we are now dealing with two separate people. Do you guys think this is the case, or could it be actually one person that is trying to plant evidence against another? I don't know at this point. I'm kind of thinking that it's two, because that did make sense. Whoever's texting the girls wants to know who killed Charlotte. And obviously someone took the murder weapon to maybe hide the crime, which the murder weapon, if it is the murder weapon, now has Emily's fingerprints all over it. Anybody else notice that? Yeah. Caleb tells Veronica that he has leaked this story. Okay, Veronica came out in the press conference and said, I did have cancer. I'm doing better. I just wanted you guys to know. And then we find out that Yvonne, who is the daughter of Veronica's competition, had an abortion a few years ago, and her mother is running on this pro-life platform. So this is very, very bad news. And the campaign decides to hire somebody to look into it and see who could have leaked this. And obviously, like Pretty Little Liars World, it comes back as being traced to Spencer's IP address. And Spencer's like, Mom, it wasn't me. I was here. I was with Caleb all day. I couldn't have done this. And instead of, letting Spencer take the fall, Caleb steps up and says, yeah, I did it, even though we all know he didn't do it. And Veronica says, all right, well, you're off the campaign, and then you're out of my house. So you just need to get out. So yeah, that happened. And then Emily thinks that I already mentioned that about the two different people. Sorry, guys. Allie and Dr. Rollins show up at Aria's after Aria has married her mother and father, and Aria and Liam are just having some chill time and relaxing with each other. And Allie's like, I want you to marry us. And we're all like, what? Aria's like, I can't do that. I'm like, amen, Aria. The first sensible thing you have said in like 4 seasons. And then apparently from the ending A scene, we get that A was either at Ella and Byron's wedding or knows somebody that was at Ella and Byron's wedding and has brought back cake. Maybe it was Hannah. I just had to throw that in there. Just boom, you know what I mean. And they also really want to catch up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because they are programming their universal remote. Okay. Maybe for all the TVs that they have going on. I don't know. That was just really weird. But the cake, what did you guys think? Do you think that was a for sure sign that A was at that wedding? Let me know because I'm curious what you guys think. Maybe they were in another one of their crappy disguises. Who knows? Next week's episode looks intense. Okay, so first of all, we have Arya in a lineup, which I'm like, yes, yes, you need to go to jail and pay for your crimes. And then we have Toby punching Caleb, which was hilarious. I actually laughed at that. I was like, go, Toby, finally. Caleb gets what's coming to him a little bit, even though I really like Caleb. So don't hate on me for saying that, he got what was coming. I'm sorry, but that was awesome. And then Hannah's engagement party, or bridal shower, whatever you want to call it, is happening. Mona shows up with a gift. Hey, Mona. And there's this big explosion from the fireplace, I think. And it looked like Arya's face got melted off from the way that they cropped it. And I was like, oh, damn. Not really, because then that means that her and Ezra cannot get back together. Does that make me an awful person, you guys? Like, I'm sorry. I just don't like them together. If they were separate all the time, like I like Liam, okay? The one new couple that I actually love and it has no chance whatsoever, but yeah. And then Emily's confronting Mona, and the way that they're cropping it is making it sound like she is or may have been the driver of that Jeep. Maybe. I mean, we know Mona's got some driving skills. Didn't she hit Hannah? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she hit Hannah. So Mona's got some driving skills, and yeah, I'm curious as to who you guys think tried to scare Emily in the Jeep. Do you think it was Mona? Do you think we'll find out before the frickin' finale? Sorry. This episode was okay, in my opinion, but it wasn't anything to write home about. There was really no huge answers, or no answers at all, really, just more mystery to the puzzle. And I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, start feeding us things. Start feeding us things just a little bit at a time. That way we don't get another finale where it is just bullshit mashed together and just an overload on our senses. Sometimes I sit there and think, okay, well, if they would have been feeding us some of this information gradually about Cece being A, maybe it wouldn't have gone over so awfully. Maybe if we would have had a few answers and could have started putting a few pieces together on our own and kind of letting this come to us naturally, it would have been a little bit easier to digest rather than having an episode just crammed with answers and not all the answers even in there. So I'm really kind of hoping that they'll take it in that different direction where they give us a little something to play with. That would be really nice. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about this episode down in the comments below. Let's talk. I'm sorry that this video is coming up late. Like I said, I really hope that it is on time next Tuesday. And I don't see it being a problem. I think it should be up next Tuesday. So thank you guys for being patient. Thank you for watching. And as always, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you next time. Bye.